All right, everyone, please ignore the thumbnail. I'm going to change that right now. I don't know why. For some reason, the thumbnails I made for this video are... Well, actually, I do know why. But apparently, they're over 2 megabytes, which the software that I use, shout out Streamlabs, even though it's being kind of annoying to me, even though they don't upload files, or they don't allow files, excuse me, greater than 2 megabytes. And I think this thumbnail is literally like 2.8 megabytes or some shit. So, you know, good luck with that, right? Alright, well, thumbnail should be changed now. And now, yeah, we just gotta post that we are live. Live. Getting more and more short, just live. It went from like live right now, join up, and now it's just live. Just live. There we go. Okay. That's alright. That should be good. Got that up. Got that up. Okay. I think we are just about ready to start. Woohoo. Alright, let me also actually get this out. Alright, don't worry guys, the battery's doing well. %50, baby. Battery about 50%. All good here. Okay. Let's open up. Wait, yeah, sorry, let me just confirm that I'm, I believe I am live, but just to confirm that all the audio is okay. Alright, don't worry, guys. Yep. Okay. Look at that. That was me. Okay. I don't know why this feels like this is the first time I've ever doing this again, but there we go. Census designated by Jane Remover. This one I am very, very excited for. Like, I was in the car yesterday thinking about, like, oh man, I'm very excited to react to this album because you don't understand. This record I have taken forever to actually give a listen to. I mean, I've given a listen to some of the tracks, specifically for the status update music sample breakdown, which I can see, Taylor, you are asking about in chat, which we will talk about. I mean, I guess I'll get it just out of the way now. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, guys, that was the wrong button. Yeah, it's coming. I would say it's, it's hard to do with the percentages, right? Because each part of the process takes different. But like, I am literally on like the final step. Everything, the first draft is complete. I'm just going through everything one more time, fixing audio levels, adding some like images and like transitions to certain scenes. You know, like the final editing run through, essentially, right? So I would say, I guess like maybe like an 80-85%. Unfortunately, I did get caught with I really wanted to get the video out before August, like I said, but now that August is kind of, you know, in the swing of things, I've been caught with a lot of like busy work just in my personal life that has given me less time to edit. I'm also gonna make my lamp a little brighter, moving that because the brightness is all like weird right now for some reason. So yeah, I would like to get it out within a week. Should be possible. Hopefully. I mean, I say hopefully, like, it's not me that's editing it, but like, yeah, it really just depends how fast I can get some of this stuff done. But again, I really want to, like, this is going to be my new biggest video. I want to spend a lot of like extra time and love on it, making sure it's up to par. So, you know, I'm going to probably spend more time than average, also given the fact that it's 80 minutes. More time than average doing editing stuff, but it's almost done. It will be out soon, I guess, is the most I can confirm currently. So yeah. But as for not status update music, since he's designated here, yeah, I don't know why I never gave this a full listen. I think just other albums, like, really I wanted to get out of the way first. But I've had this in my must listen to list for like so long now, to the point where it was literally the first, you know how Spotify you can like save albums? It was the first album saved in my like saved albums section, because it's been in my need to listen to soon category for so goddamn long, and I've been really bad with actually doing it. But today's the day we actually listen to it. So, very excited for that. Of course, we can see here 82 on Album of the Year, pretty impressive. Let's go to the tracks. 10 songs, really high ratings again. A lot of long songs as well. Like Idling Somewhere, obviously I have heard that song for the Status Update Music bracket. Holy breakdown, excuse me. But yeah, 7.5 minutes. We got a near 9-minute song at the end. The shortest track is 4.5 minutes. Like, we are in for a full shoegaze, post rock, noise rock, indie rock, that kind of experience here with, long ass songs. I'm wondering how much. Here, we'll go full screen again. But I am curious. This is, well, first of all, obviously all of the like photography and videography, like, and all the cinematography and just all that good stuff, handled, I believe, by Quadeca, right? He did the music videos and like the full album movie, like he just does for his albums. So, very Quadeca coded. A lot of these visuals that this whole Jane era was like using a lot. And Ethel Cain as well. Ethel Cain is an artist that I want to see. Does this album take a lot of inspiration from? Because obviously Preacher's Daughter, her debut, came out in 2022, this in 2023. So I'm sure that there was some level of inspiration there. And I mean, just given, this feels like, again, very Ethel Cain coded as well. Also, forgive me for the lighting. I don't know why it's not, oh, it's so bright. Don't know why it's not being nice to me, my lamp. Okay. Is that good? I really need to get a fucking ring light, man. That's gonna be the next item on the list. But okay, I mean, I think we're pretty much ready. I guess we'll just go over my expectations of this record like a little bit more, because I did want to say I am hoping that this is just as good as obviously Frailty, Revenge Seekers, the Leroy projects like the Daria Core stuff, and of course Status Update Music, the Heart EP as well. I guess as good as every other project in Jane's catalog, although I have a feeling this one is going to be the most different. Seems like the general consensus is very relatively experimental switch up for Jane's sound, to pretty good results ultimately. I think generally in conversations this is seen as the worst Jane project, that or Frailty. But I don't think there's a single project of hers that I would consider bad, so that's not really saying anything at all. But yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping for some nice I mean, I'm also curious how much this is going to sound similar to like the venturing stuff that they would do eventually. I don't believe venturing was like an official thing at this point, although I'm not entirely sure. Probably should have looked that up. Let's you know what, let's see that. Venturing. When was the first venturing song? Or when was the alias actually used? Let's see. It's 2022 and 2023. So okay, around that time actually. So, oh, actually, yeah, their what is it? What's it called? I'm looking it up right now, but I don't know why I'm losing the name in my head. The EP. Where the fuck is it? Holy shit. Arizona. There it is. Arizona. That's the name of the EP. Holy shit. Okay. God, enough yapping, man. Can't even yap correctly today. But yeah, that actually did come out before this project, so ignore everything I just said there. Okay, sorry. I feel like I'm just like holding us up and stalling because I'm very nervous. Like it's always weird getting you an album that like I feel like you've had very high expectations for, and like just this has been a long time coming. I mean, if y'all couldn't tell. So let's just do it. Let's just get right into it with track number 1, Cage Girl / Cam Girl. Let me know what volume is, as always. Okay, we got a classic, nice and long build up here already. Not to say that this is Ethel Cain like copyrighted, but strong Ethel Cain vibes already. And very strong noise post-rock, like shoegaze stuff already as well, as expected. This deep-ass guitar. Man, I absolutely hit the nail on the head with the Ethel Cain comparisons here. But I mean, man, like even down to some of the writing stuff feels very like self-loathing already. With I peel my eyes open, everybody knows and nobody cares. Chew me up, spit me out before you can swallow. Like that imagery there, I feel like Ethel Cain especially is very strong with. And I mean, even we didn't even talk about it, but this album I believe does follow. I don't know how strict it's gonna follow it, but I do believe that there is a narrative that this album has, or at the very least, the synopsis is basically a near-death experience on a long road trip is the idea of this album, right? So we'll see how that plays into all these tracks' lyrics, right? I'm curious how like loose the narrative is going to be, or how tight it's going to be, where it's like like chronological actual thing, or if it's just going to be more kind of like themes of that, right? But yeah, I mean, again, very similar though to Ethel Cain. But I should clarify too. I love Ethel Cain stuff. Willoughby Tucker, I mean, one of my favorite albums of last year. I believe Dust Bowl was my third favorite song of last year. Love her stuff. Love Jane's stuff. So I mean, going into the sound, like this is an absolute recipe for success. As long as it's not like too derivative of Ethel Cain. But I have a feeling, given it's Jane, there are going to be a lot. Probably, I mean, even a lot more interesting production choices here. Even with the post-rock shoegazy kind of backing, right? Also, I believe all of these songs have actual annotations from Jane themselves, which would be awesome if we could actually see some of those on Genius here. We will see so far, but I've not seen any. But yeah, because what is it? Yeah, the yellow check. So we have verified lyrics verified. Okay, so I don't know if we have any actual annotations, but for sure. Yeah, I would say Willoughby Tucker over Perverts. Perverts, I mean, like, I mess with Perverts, but it's something, it's not an everyday listening experience because it's a lot of dark ambient stuff. You got like these 15-minute tracks of like lawnmower tools essentially, but it works. Obviously, no shade to Perverts. It's just a different listening experience, and I find that Willoughby Tucker is just a lot better as a cohesive album. But I get it. They're different projects. One's an EP, one's a full album. Completely different sounds. So yeah, I would put Willoughby Tucker over Perverts for sure. Although Punish was also in my favorite songs of the year. So, anyways, let's get back to Jane. Time to block you now. What do you mean? This is my opinion. Amber Waves is also a good track. I like that line a lot. I'll ride your coattails if I can't reach the rest of you. yeah, I guess just saying like, I'll kind of like an I'll follow you anywhere. Oh, Hex Maniac, Helena voice lines. That's the music reference. So y'all don't even get what I'm saying because the video's not even out. But yeah, I like that line. Why? Okay, why does it say like I annotated? We don't need it. We don't need the personal. This isn't okay. Genius annotations are not gonna rage bait me again, but I'm really liking the atmosphere of this track, especially. I'm really curious to see how it switches into the cam girl section, but yeah, good singing performance so far. Some pretty I would say pretty quintessential Jane lyrics. Like this feels obviously it's weird going back because I feel like we've heard a lot of this lyrical styling on future venturing releases already, like Ghost Holding and even like the new EP we reacted to last stream or the stream before that, excuse me. Right? But I wonder how this was interpreted right when it dropped, you know? It's going to be hard to kind of go back and to that like time period, you know? Getting into part 2 now. Okay, a lot a lot darker already. Yeah, now we're just getting to like, oh my god, I literally want to kill this man. So I'm guessing this is more about like I'm serving deep in your house, shoveling fake deep lines from that guy you like. She's with a love interest, but this love interest is talking about another person that they like, and then that's kind of causing some jealousy here. I'm wondering what I'm starving in your house could specifically mean too, you know? Because that's a very like metaphorical line, I feel like. Jane is being forced to deal with this man because we like him and she values why okay I didn't know I was involved here. Fake deep lines, which are more sentences and phrases that okay, I'm not reading all that too long. All right, sorry not to pause again so fast, but I'm noticing a lot of like almost body horror sort of lines with, you know, or at least referencing like functions of the human body, right? Like eating is one of them. Like a lot of imagery regarding like I bite down and bite hard, chew me up, spit me out before you can swallow. I peel my eyes open, very like grotesque almost, which I think is an interesting style of writing here. And I think that's probably the thing that's sticking out to me the most right now, because it's very visceral. Like I peel my eyes open. Or, I mean, even shoveling fake deep lines, like that makes me think like shoveling stuff into your mouth. I've been waiting for my new limbs to come in. I don't know. Yeah, that one's extra spooky. Carolyn trusts genius all the time. They be pulling things out of their ass. No, I know. They be pulling things out of their ass, but like, it does help that if there's like a line that's like a little confusing, I'll skim it. But if it's like 2 paragraphs, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, you know? Bring soda reference. Ew. See, again, with this, like, I'm glad I caught this, but you're biting chunks out of my face. What's, like, the idea of that? Is it, like, just, like, a weird way of, like, describing kissing? Or is it more, like, is there, like, something actually deeper there? I'm so curious. But, I mean, I'm sure we'll maybe get a little more context future songs on the track list. I'm also looking at some more of these lyrics. Oh, my God. It's weird because it's a very nice singing performance, too. Breaking Bad reference. Plate, right? With the plate where the piece of the plate is missing because the guy takes it. That's what that's got to be, surely. But also, I grew 100 teeth to treat you like the food I eat. Is she gonna actually eat him? Is this like Black Black Widow? This could be like a Black Widow situation. Okay, I don't know why I didn't. Sorry, I don't want to pause every single line here, but I feel like this is definitely the cam girl idea here, right? I'm standing still in my room like a statue, 3 in the morning. I pick up all the pieces and say we'd be good together. I think that goes back more to like this previous partner, but cannibalism, another parallel to Preacher's Daughter. Yeah. Actually, I didn't even think about that. But this line I like before here. I can't exactly tell what I made myself into, perfume and leather. Maybe, I mean, the annotation says it could reference, you know, like some gender dysphoria stuff, but also more broadly, not knowing your place in the world yet. And I believe Jane, right? This is 2023, so Jane would have been like 19, 20 when this came out. And yeah, I could speak from experience as of someone who was 19 and 20. Very scary time, man. Yeah, you know, trying to figure out where you are in the world. I mean, still trying to figure that out, but that's really the first, like, oh shit, like, what am I doing with the rest of my life kind of wonderings that you get to. At least it was for me, right? So I really like that line. It really sticks out to me, especially like the visuals behind it. Can't tell exactly, like, I like it, especially, oh, welcome back. You changed your name, right? It wasn't Livy Life before, right? But welcome back. And sorry, Lever and Coochie, also welcome back. Should have said hello. But yeah, like the perfume and leather specifically is very strong imagery, and I like it specifically. She says what I made myself into, not who I made myself into. What, because what implies more like you're not a person anymore. You're a performance. You're a product, right? Maybe getting into, again, the idea of cam girl, right? You're a product. You're something to be sold, and like you're a commodity essentially. Well, let's finish this one out though. Oh, actually, sorry. Before we unpause, last thing I'll say is sorry, I didn't, not to be rude. Last thing I will say is, oh god, now I'm gonna forget, aren't I? Oh, the sound of it. This slower guitar, obviously we did have the slight switch from Cage Girl to Cam Girl. Sounds very similar though, and I'm curious on future listens how much this production is going to hold up, because it's very slow, you know, very simple for, you know, Jane Remover standards, but obviously it's going for a different thing here. So I just hope it's not too boring, I suppose. I hope we just get some instrumental, like, dynamic stuff like we get with a lot of Jane stuff, right? Because I feel like really underselling her abilities as a producer if we don't here. We'll now unpause. This house was gonna explode, right? Not explode necessarily, but it's gonna be nice. Doubling the vocals there is really nice. Okay. Yeah, that outro really made the song, I think. I mean, we're not even technically done with it. Is this going to transition into lips? Sounds like it potentially could. Let's see. Not really. Maybe we could start with the. Maybe we're starting with the main character, who is a cam girl in their 20s, lost in life and feeling caged. Yeah, I feel like I agree, Lavender Coochie. I think this that first track is more like an introduction to the character that we're going to be following, similar to like. I mean, I guess Willoughby Tucker didn't really do that because it starts with Janie, but like even Preacher's Daughter, right? Is like I feel like you just get the start of like I mean it makes sense. Track 1, you get the start of the character, right? Tinfoil hatting, you said tinfoil hating, but I'm gonna guess you meant tinfoil hatting after you said there's a story. Yeah, no, I mean not no conclusive evidence yet, but I like that theory. I'm with it. But yeah, strong opener. Vocally speaking, I think Jane had a nice singing performance here. There were some decent like little runs, but it felt a little undersold, I guess. Although it's hard, I don't know, with like an instrumental like this, it's hard to really like, you know, bring like a crazy performance. Is this your first listen? One of my favorite albums of all time. Flinging the title track are the best songs I know. This is my first listen off the Henny. Welcome to stream. Yeah, very excited. I mean, very like I said, I like that first song a lot, so I'm very excited to see what the rest of what we're in for here. But I think the strongest aspect was actually, or at least the aspect I found the most intriguing was the lyricism here, with the some of the body horror allusions, right? Some of the visuals about and I mean, like some of the visuals regarding like the guy or person that their Jane is talking about in this song. Like again, I'll point out the "I'll ride your coattails if I can't reach the rest of you" line a lot. And yeah, it was I don't know how different Cage Girl and Cam Girl were for it to be like a two-part track, but I think it was definitely an interesting lyrical journey that we went on in that song, especially in the Cam Girl half. But okay, let's get to track 2 now. God, we're already 30 minutes in, and we've only gotten one track down. This is going to be a longer one. Hope y'all are in store. But okay, Lips, track number 2, which is the lead single. Although, funnily enough, less streams than the track before it and the track after. So, love the single cover too. This is apparently a reference to like a 90s horror movie, but just like this window in the field with like the little blood splatter. Very much like horror, horror vibes. Pretty sure I think starts with 8 is a wait, which one is I'm trying to think of the Preacher's Daughter track list. But yeah, the family tree is the intro of Preacher's Daughter, right? And yeah, it's very much like an intro, like overview kind of thing. It was her hard feeling / loveless, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering too. Loveless, I'm sure is going to be a big inspiration here, given it's like the shoegaze album. I feel like even still, like 30 years later. But all right, let's get to Lips now. I feel this is going to be a little bit faster. That's my main prediction. Just relatively. Not much faster, but... American Teenager, yes. How can I forget? That's my favorite song on Preacher's Daughter. Bad take, I know, but... Sorry, but Thoroughfare clears. That's that's fair. That's a fair take. But I know people don't like my take, but I just think American Teenager is my favorite. which I don't want to get into, given that Preacher Stutter is not the topic of today's video, but that is my take. I paused it here though because I feel like this line too is already, I feel like we're starting a little bit happier, but then we get Teeth Stained Yellow for a Glass Love So Hard. Alcohol reference maybe, or like just some sort of like drinking reference. Not in a necessarily positive way. The Nervous Wreck thing was pretty nice, and then I really like in this second verse, this little part, I stand frozen and look up because it's all I want, but I'll never catch that high back, it's on your neck. So she's saying, like kissing the guy's neck, right? The guy is literally taller, so she can't reach, so it's you gotta aim for the neck, but it's also like, the early young love kind of like this early fling kind of thing that, Jane has talked about in like many of her songs, right? And I always find that I think Jane is best lyrically when talking about like young love, beginning of relationship parts, right? Because I feel like older musicians, I think, are much better, generally speaking, when it comes to writing about like love, like long-term love, Maybe, I mean, that's very varied, of course, because love, everyone sings about love, everyone writes about love, but I think younger artists like Jane have the advantage of usually their experiences are more tied to like young love and not anything super committed. So they excel with those kind of lines more, as they're younger, they most likely haven't found their person yet, right? So I think that's like an little interesting different dynamic between younger and older musicians. And I think Jane, is really strong with some of these like young love lines. Into Tall Kings, Can't Blame Her. I mean, I actually don't know her listed height, so it could be someone who's really tall. It could also be that Jane is just very short. We don't know. Not that it really matters, but... Yeah, wait, I'm gonna go back because it feels like we got like a key change almost, or at least like the instrumental change in a pretty major way. Yeah, listen to this. It's like a dissonant almost, but in a very cool way. Yeah, then it resolves here. Nice chord progression. Chorus here. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm getting, so I think that, is this I don't know if this is confirmed, but I am seeing like ideas in the annotations here that it is essentially a song about a early relationship with an alcoholic, which that connects to the Teeth Stained Yellow for a Glass Love So Hard thing. So, okay, that's making a lot more sense now, because then, you want crazy, I'll give you insane, take a step back, boy, I'm so afraid. And then back into the matchbox, you see him smoking my name. So, yeah, maybe like a potentially even abusive or like toxic relationship here because of the alcoholism. But yeah, scary stuff here with this chorus. And now some classic Jane Remover bleeps and bloops here. Damn. I don't know how I feel about the instrumental palette so far. I need me some drums and guitar riffs a bit. Yeah, I would like to hear, I mean, it's such a basic, like, I wish there were drums, but like, yeah, I feel like a rhythm here, maybe. Definitely not like throughout the whole song. I definitely like just kind of like the simpleness of it, especially as a switch up compared to like previous stuff that we've heard from Jane. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe a progression of some of these songs with like some drums here and there could definitely help. But I think, I don't know, it's not really dragging anything down for me so far. I think the instrumental palette is just something I'm not used to. Doesn't mean I don't necessarily like it, right? I wanted to take a highlight though here too. Holy shit, some of these lines. This is very. I'm gonna make the comparison again, but yeah, like, oh my god, Ethel Cain. Take a knife up to the belly, slide it up to where he kissed me. The blood dries overnight, and I wake up feeling fine. Shit, man. Okay, so we're getting like really, yeah, very, very much dark context to this song. I mean, if y'all couldn't tell already, but goddamn. I will say better vocals on this song here. Little like experimentation here and there with certain stuff, which I like a lot. Oh my. Right as I spoke, man, I'm like getting really good at calling it when like songs are about to switch up. I mean, not that it's switched up that crazy, but yeah, really big like instrumental moment here. So we'll let it rock. Oh, we got some drums now. How are you feeling now, Lavender Coochie 123, about the drums and guitar riffs? You called it as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is exactly what I'd be looking for right here. This is a beautiful like breakdown that we've got so far. Perfectly like intense and explosive, and really works with the chorus, like the more higher octave chorus version. To me personally, are these visceral lyrics genuine or a bit of Ethel cosplay? Not saying it is, but it can come off as such. Holy shit, misread that like crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's tough because I don't want to say Ethel Cain like invented her style of lyrics too. Like but I think we're definitely in the phase of the inspired, but not to where it's derivative of Ethel Cain so far. Because I think right now we have, like, there's certain lines in here that I feel like are still pretty quintessentially Jane, right? But, I mean, definitely, I mean, that has the potential to change, I guess. But, you know, I'm not too upset with it right now, I guess, is what I'll say. As long as the lyrics are good, like, I don't really mind if they're inspired by other artists, right? Yeah, we still got 40 seconds of this track left, too. Well, absolutely terrifying ending to that song. Goddamn. But all right, we'll yeah, that was the end of that one. Wow, really left on a high note, that one. But also I didn't even catch why it's called Lips, but it's literally because she says I bite my lips, pucker up, go to hell sometimes. But yeah, man, I definitely better than the previous track, or I liked it a lot more at least. Felt like instrumentally was a lot more interesting, and vocally was a lot stronger. Maybe not a lot stronger, but like decently. Like it felt like there was a little more like sticky kind of catchy lines in here. Lyrically just as interesting for sure. Although I guess a little less, maybe a little less narratively focused. It feels like we kind of set up a character here, and the second track is more like it's more just kind of like a brief, like short kind of vignette. But, you know, that could also just be what this album is, like a bunch of vignettes of this character, right? So I guess we'll see, right? That's not necessarily a good or bad thing, right? But yeah, I like this one a lot more. I don't know why I keep saying a lot. I like this one more. It was pretty close though. But yeah, I think we're on a nice 2-track hot streak. Let's get to track number 3 though. Fling. This one off the Henny. I don't know if you're still in chat, but I believe this one you said right was one of your favorites. So let's see what we're in for. Not to be confused with Summer Fling by Leroy off of Status Update Music. Sambo Breakdown coming soon, coming soon. Okay, very different start to this one. Okay, I like the pocket that we've settled in here a lot. These drums are very interesting. And then we've still got these really nice shoegaze kind of deep guitars. Sheesh. Okay, wow. This one is really strong so far. This build from the verse to the chorus was really nice. I'm wondering too if Lips and Fling transition to each other and I just kind of missed it. But lyrics too will oh, this one does have some, oh no, it's just verified lyrics. Okay. God damn it. I keep thinking there's going to be annotations from like Jane, but fuck. Okay. Again with the reference to like being someone that they're not, come watch me be someone I'm not, pretty simple, but again could play into the I cam girl idea here. The tell me I'm a good girl refrain could also play into the previous idea with Lips, with this partner that's like maybe abusive and like she's craving like validation from, maybe given the toxic dynamic that they've set up. I swear to God, give me a reason to be out my mind, like yeah, losing your sanity kind of thing, right? Like I think that, yeah, so maybe a continuation of Lips more than anything. We'll see what we get with the lyrics. But yeah, sound-wise, really nice. Really nice so far. I like how this dropped. And yeah, really goes to show drums really they complete the sauce here, I think. This one does not sound like Ethel is giving 2000s. Yes, I was going to say too, this is by far definitely the most Jane Remover production, like, we got some like little zips and zaps in there and electronic elements, like made a little appearance, so we'll see if those come back, but definitely separating themselves from Ethel Cain, for sure, on this one at least. Yeah, again, man, some of these lyrics are so fucked, man. Like, not in a bad way, but like, goddamn. I let him do the talking. I'm leaking from the faucet. I watch it trickle down my spine. I'm guessing like blood, right? Undone. It's wrong to have all the fun, and then so I let it hurt to say he's mine. Almost like it's like this possessive idea. I feel like where it's like it's like branding almost. Like I brand myself as like the property of this person. Very, very fucked up stuff, man. But captivating for sure. I mean, captivating is not a good word, but like it's interesting. Like it's an interesting piece so far to dive into. And again, with the "tell me I'm a good girl" refrain. Into a bridge here. That like little pitching that was hard to tell. I think if you're not listening on stereo, but like it was like in this ear, it like the vocals like pitched down and like repeated over and over again. That was a very interesting like delay effect. And I really like this like repetition of "I know you can never scare me. I know you can never scare me." Like almost telling yourself that because it's not true, maybe. And again, like that, I feel like that's hinted at with the way that the vocal effects are like piled on a little bit in that line, especially kind of like making it feel more fake. That's just what I get from it, at least. Very nice instrumental break. One thing I'll give the album so far is that sounds on the cover. Oh yeah, love the cover. One of my favorite, probably my favorite Jane Remover cover. So stark, the image there. And I love abandoned buildings, stuff like that. Shout out the Urbex community. I would love to actually like go to this building one day. Okay, that was Fling. Yeah, probably. It's tough because I like Lifts a decent bit too, but I think that one is gonna be my favorite so far. Felt like it had the liveliest instrumentation while still definitely keeping with the theme of the album that like the album has been building, sonically speaking. Lyrically, again, I don't want to repeat myself here, but a lot of very dark stuff. I'm curious, like, I'm guessing Fling refers to like a fling, like someone who you're not like in a long-term relationship with. But it feels like we're talking about either, I mean, we're talking about the same, I mean, I'm only assuming we're talking about the same character in Lips here. So maybe it goes from a fling to like a more long-term thing throughout the story of the album. Although I hope not, because I mean, this person seems pretty abusive given the lyrics that Jane is saying, like, especially arm candy falling onto his lap, take a bite to soak all the pain. He tells me how he misses the past. Wish I could say the same. Like, again, with like the idea of like cannibalism, man, like what's going on here? I really don't, I mean, I hope Jane doesn't get eaten at the end of this album. Not to spoil Preacher's Daughter, but yeah, that would be bad. I wouldn't want her to get eaten on this album at the end of the album like Ethel Cain did. That would be bad. Um, I feel like we get into like this bridge too is also interesting because we get into like more of a, I mean, I guess like a more sexual connotation, but it also like it doesn't necessarily sound like a great thing that's going on in the bridge. Like he's itching just to get a turn to ask what it seems. I think he wants me. He's itching just to get inside. Undone. It's wrong to have all the fun, so I let it hurt to say he's mine. That's how's it going, Misha? Thank you. I'm your little Kai Cenat. Is that you wanted me to say on stream? Welcome, welcome. We're just we're reacting to Census Designated right now by Jane Remover, as you could probably see in the title. But okay, yeah, distractions from chat aside. Yeah, really strong one. Like I said, probably my favorite. Interested to see what this next track is going to entail as well, because it's called Holding a Leech. Very interesting song title. I feel like it definitely sticks out the most in this track list. So let's go. Track 4, Holding a Leech. Also shortest on the album at 4.5 minutes. So we got a sample here. That has to be a sample, right? This little countdown kind of thing. Okay, this one for some reason on Genius doesn't have like verse, chorus, verse. It doesn't have those labels, so guess we're gonna guess. Very peaceful, calming sort of sound with this one. Freezer Bride 2.0. I think the lyrics may be hinting at their loving, feral, and ferocious. Oh, absolutely. I mean, maim me, I run, but I can't go far. That, like, screams to me toxic dynamic that, like, you can't get out of, or you feel like you can't get out of. And then, we haven't gone to it, but the next line is too weak to pick up the guitar, and you do it because you have to, not because you want to. Like, where I am not liking the sound of, I'm not liking the sound of this guy that we're getting a character study on here. At least from Jane's perspective, man, like, this is a little scary. I really am hoping that she does not get eaten at the end of this album. Also, I just want to say, we are definitely going to be playing a Revenge Seeker song after this album, just for the craziest switch up of all time. Because now that we're 4 tracks in, I have a feeling we're not going to get any, like, crazy, like, Rage-style production or any, not even any, like, thing similar off Frailty. So, like, yeah, the switch is going to be pretty nuts. So, excited for that. Favorite? I'm thinking about it because this one is very strong again, up there with Fling. I think all the tracks have been really strong so far. I mean, Also, pretty devastating line here. I mean, we've been getting hints at it, but like I feel like this is the most clear sign. I'm in hysterics, throwing up. I love you. Please don't leave. I can fix it. Like very just toxic dynamic. The vocalist giving me Porter Robinson though. I could see that a little bit with some of like the effects, and Jane has gone on record to say Porter Robinson was their biggest influence. So definitely some Porterisms in there, I think, if you look hard enough. And then again, body like imagery under your belly. I'm all over your shoes. I don't really. I mean, I don't really get that one if I'm being honest. But yeah, like it feels to me like Jane is almost this, or at least the character that she's portraying. Like they're almost like this, like blob that like can like shapeshift and become different like forms to like this other person. Which maybe there's something there. Wait, sorry, not to pause again so quick, but I think I just got it. This song is about the partner having to hold on to Jane because Jane is so desperately afraid of being alone in this song, right? How much longer till I'm truly alone? Guess who I am in the spotlight. I can't stand to hear a voice that's not my own. I mean, that thing that has to do a little more with the fame thing, but this, what I'm getting at with this is the leech is the main character here in this album. They are the leech of the other person. Well, in reality, it's the other person because it seems like the other person is a lot more abusive and like physically intense and toxic and all that stuff. But from this character's perspective, I'm just gonna say Jane, because it's like, it's a Jane Remover album. But from Jane's perspective, right, they are the leech to this other person because they just leech on and they can't leave because they can't be alone. So the other person is holding the leech that is Jane. I think that's what we're getting at here. Next stream, we're gonna do the Adele EP. Like how this last bit transitions too, since it's and I sit in the car, and then the next track is Backseat Girl. Okay, and I just noticed that my dog is barking like a mad woman in the background. So after we finish this one up, I will be right back, and then I'll give my thoughts on that track. BRB, everyone. There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. So as for Holding a Leech, yeah, up there with Fling for me. I mean, all four of these tracks have been absolute hits for me. I don't think I've disliked a single one of them. And it's what's nice too is Cage Girl / Cam Girl is probably been my least favorite. What's going on, crew neck? I see you also changed your profile picture, bro. What's with all the we've got a bunch of like changes today, man. Like the what was it? Live the life. That has to be different. I think yeah. Just crazy stuff, man. But okay. Where was I getting at? Sorry, crewneck, you distracted me. I need to no, you know what? I distracted myself. Chat, people in chat, you guys are just doing what you're supposed to by typing in chat, and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to by responding and then getting immediately distracted with something unrelated. But yeah, so this one very, again, like, I mean, I feel like we're saying similar things about all these tracks, but yeah, lyrically, again, like, I feel like this is going to be the main ideas of these songs here, but it's a strong concept. I think here, especially too, it felt like the most desperate maybe of our main character here to like be with this person, even though this other person is not good for them, because like the fear of being alone. And I like how that connects to this idea of like stardom and like newfound stardom that Cam Girl also connects to, where it's like, well, you're not really alone because you have all these fans and like the spotlight's on you, but like you are still kind of truly alone because no one will know what that's like, right? Like no one kind of can really actually process that. It's like I'm gonna reference BoJack here, but it's like the BoJack quote where it's like everyone loves you, but no one actually likes you. I remember listening to this album in the car while going to my sister's uni graduation. I try not to go crazy at one of the drops. Okay, that's a good sign, I guess. I mean, I think I'm sure we've got some other crazy drops coming in here as we're not even halfway through. But yeah, Holding a Lead, strong one. I also, the moment it connected and what the title was about was really satisfying. So I like that a lot. But all right, now we're into some absolute like heavy hitters, it seems. 6 minutes, 7.5 minutes, 6.5 minutes, 6 minutes, 8.5 minutes, damn near 9 minutes, and then 6.5 minutes. We are in for like the real meat here. Some of those tracks before were a little short. I mean, all of them less than 6 minutes, but this is where it gets real. Real into track number 5, Backseat Girl. Our census is in fact designated. Also, who said in chat they dropped a nuclear bomb on Malaysia? And why didn't I see that in my thing? I don't think that's true, but... Oh, we got a two-parter on this one. That like little melody in there sounded a little similar. Oh no, you know what it was? It's the I'm trashy for a bitch with no credentials melody in Flash in the Pan. That's pretty funny. And wait, doesn't Flash in the Pan sample It's Idling Somewhere, I think, right? It's either this one or Idling Somewhere. Girl who's saying that I'm around here, well, not too close, but still. I swear to God, I just saw someone in chat say, here, you know, I'm literally gonna run it back because I actually want to confirm because it didn't appear in like my OBS, but someone said that. Did you hear they nuked Malaysia? They did not. I also looked it up in silence, but they did not nuke Malaysia. I think Malaysia's chill, thankfully. Here's hoping Malaysia is not nuked. What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? That just very strange. Unless I'm making it up. Maybe it was in a dream. Yeah, no, someone just commented, they said in chat they dropped a nuclear bomb on Malaysia and that it didn't appear. Maybe it got like timed out. What the fuck? Sorry, this is distracted me for no reason, but it's kind of frying me. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty funny. Let's get back into it. Just type in some BS, yeah. Okay, so this one, yeah, I'm guessing is getting into, I mean, it says it in the annotation again, but I'm a backseat girl. Maybe like I don't know. It's tough because I'm getting the idea, right? We're talking about a lot of emotions here. Like, you're so ugly when you cry, especially like this being the chorus. I don't know if Jane's talking to herself or her partner in this scenario, but I think the idea is like, I'm not capable of feeling these emotions, or I'm not mentally prepared to feel this way, or like all, and focus on the negative aspects of this relationship, thus being ugly when I cry. Like, that's kind of how that's represented. So I'm gonna just let my other partner take the wheel because I'm a backseat girl. I think that that's what we're gonna at here. And again, I feel like the writing style is very, it's it's up there a little bit in, like, I don't want to say flowery language because it's really not, but it's just some of, like, it's very, like, very imagery heavy, very metaphorical, very metaphorical, right? And but I feel like the message is still pretty easy to interpret, which I like. I feel like, again, someone like Ethel Cain is very good at balancing some lyricism that's a little, like, lofty, and getting into these really deep, depressing topics, but balancing it and making it make a lot of sense. And they're having a decent amount of layers in here, you know? So I take it that Jane definitely did her homework with this, but I think Jane's always been a pretty strong lyricist, so not to say that it's all from the Ethel Cain playbook, right? Maybe a hot take here, but I think I like this, like, little quieter section of the song more than the drop, honestly. Like, it's very, like, floaty almost. I don't know, with, like, the pace of the drums, and kind of like the lighter kind of sound to it, I guess is how I would describe it. But, like, yeah, I like it a lot. So many moments in the song feel like a punch to the gut. Oh yeah, we've definitely gotten quite a few already. Curious what the part 2 is gonna sound like. But damn, some nice vocals here too. Here we go. Alright, this is really funny. I'm gonna read this annotation. This section of the song contains harsh noise, which Jane had previously teased in a now deleted Twitter post. Quote, out. automation clips in peak controlled automation. Fruity Loops, shout out Fruity Loops, man.
Quit wasting your time looking for somebody else when she's right there. When I'm gone, you think about me all the time, I know.
Can I also theorize? I mean, trigger warning here for self-harm, but I almost think, I didn't mention it before, but I almost think that this might even delve into, like, you know, ideas of self-harm with, like, I scrape the sides again, and from my thighs down, I can't feel a thing. All the time I got off, he's on my mind again. Maybe, like, oh, almost like it could even be, like, in a, like, a sexual way. But especially this part in part 2 here, where she's saying, quit wasting your time looking for somebody else when she's right there. Boy, when I'm gone, you'll think about me all the time. I know. Almost like threatening. I mean, this is so fucked up. Like threatening, like, you know, sewer slide to like this partner. So like to kind of like keep them with her, which unbelievably toxic in its own right. And, you know, that's a whole can of worms on its own. But makes you think that maybe Jane's character in this album is not really still a victim, but maybe also like it's a mutually toxic relationship where one like one bit of toxicity is affecting the other bit of toxicity. You know what I mean? Like no, I'm not gonna make that comparison. I was gonna say a Rick and Morty dynamic because I thought of the toxic episode where they get all like the shit removed out of them, but like in abusive relationships, right? There can be mutually toxic abusive relationships where both partners are toxic in different ways that kind of just bounce off each other. But there can also be mutually toxic relationships where one person is the perpetrator and the other person is still the victim, right? It's this latter dynamic that I think is what's going on so far. Of course, reminds me of Happier Than Ever outro. I can see that a little bit. Very good song there too. Shout out Billie Eilish. Shout out David Ortiz as well, I guess. Alright, I know it was not the cleanest. I know it was not the cleanest reference there, but that's literally the first thing I thought of. The episode where they get all of like the toxic parts of the personality sucked out of them, and they're like these green little globs. And the whole idea is, right, it's a mutually toxic relationship, but it's obviously Rick. It's obviously Rick who is the more toxic one, and Morty is the victim, right? Jane's character is still deeply flawed, even with all she's going through. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And again, like this could also be the kind of thing where you know, victims of abuse does not create good people. Hurt people, as they always say. So these character flaws of Jane's could also be as a result of this abuse.
Dangerous game. Good luck trying to catch me.
Alright, reference flew past you. It's alright. I know, it was a weird one. Shout out the new season of Rick and Morty, though. It was pretty good. I'm really worried, though, because this feels like Reddit shit. Can't lie. This is like Rick and Morty. All right, listen. The only reason I reference Rick and Morty, I swear to God, I'm not like a Rick and Morty like. I wouldn't even call myself a Rick and Morty like fan. I liked the first 2 seasons. I thought the 3rd season was pretty good. Then I stopped watching it. Just rewatched season 9 recently because the episodes are like currently airing on HBO Max. And I got to the new episode and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then my whole YouTube Shorts feed has been spammed with Rick and Morty clips. And you know, I'll watch them because like they're shorts. I like to see little like random episodes where I have no idea, right? But like, it just made me think of like the toxic episode because it just I think that one's in season 3, right? I don't know why I made the comparison, but I did, and I don't regret it. And that's my reasoning. Hurt people, but man, those cuts were not equal, a wise woman once said. Yes, of course. Of course. That's a very eloquent way of putting it. But also, this outro here, goddamn. Good luck trying to catch me if you're still gonna talk to me like I'm 17. Ew. And then I know, wait, okay. I want to see how this is, because this is either I know you fuck like you want me, or I know you fuck like you know what I mean? It could be like different. I guess there's no comma, but we'll run it back. We'll rewind a little bit. But yeah, these lyrics are so depressing, man. Goddamn. Oh, and these are apparently lyrics from David Ortiz Pillbox by Venturing. Not heard that song, but huh. I think of the Incest Baby episode when I think of Rick and Morty. All right, shut up. All right, listen. That is the worst episode of the show, bar none, all right? But that does not define it, okay? That was some crazy Justin Roiland bullshit, I think. But I think he's gone now, right? So I heard the new episodes have gotten a lot. I mean, I've seen the new episodes. A lot of them are a lot better than I give him credit for. But yeah, that episode sucks. I did watch that one. That was an Olivia Rodrigo, if I didn't remember. Was it Olivia Rodrigo? I honestly kind of might assumed it was Ethel Cain. And quite honestly, I've never heard that exact quote. But yeah, eloquently worded. I like that.
You came in the front seat. If I knew better than I knew you were after me, I can't help but make you feel sorry for me.
This is apparently a Megan Diaz song interpolation. Tell Mary. Your vibes giving you being New Adventure Time or Sanjay and Craig. Yeah, Sanjay and Craig not so much, but I literally, the Adventure Time, probably my favorite show ever. So, good call. Yeah, I was literally Finn for Halloween, one of my first years of existence. And I recently, or not recently, it was like 3 years ago now, but rewatched every episode. And yeah, that was a good time. So, you called it. I do want to read this now that we finished Backseat Girl. Very good song, by the way. Very sad, though. Goddamn. This quote from Jane about the song in an interview. I hadn't cried for a long time. Oftentimes I struggle to understand what makes people cry and why they do it. I had a memory of standing next to someone who was crying during a show and something overcame me. I had begun to feel inconvenience for some reason. The song was how I felt like I had a disregard for other people's emotions even though I feel so tapped into my own. Interesting. So yeah, kind of like the idea, right, Backseat Girl being like, this, maybe not even, like, in a way, this isn't necessarily even about this specific partner, but, like, the idea of being a backseat girl is, like, you understand your own emotions, but you can't really be bothered, or you feel inconvenienced by others, right? Meghan Trainor sample? No, that would be kind of crazy. Like, we just get an all about that bass interpolation. Alright, low-key, I could see that on a Leroy song, but here would be a little crazy. Backseat Girl's probably my favorite. Yeah, this was a very strong one again. But like I feel like I've said that about all 5 of these songs right now. Really liking this album so far though, man. Honestly, like expected it to be good. It has been very, very good. Truly, I think the only thing I could criticize about it is very like Ethel Cain. I can't imagine, like, there's no way that Ethel Cain wasn't a massive inspiration for this, right? To the point where maybe it could come off as like wearing the inspiration on their sleeve kind of thing, right? But like I feel like there are so far enough differences where I don't really mind. And I always say this, if you're gonna copy an artist, or if you're gonna take major inspiration from an artist, at least take major inspiration from a good artist. And Ethel Cain is a good artist, so I don't necessarily mind. Adventure Time was the shit. The outro music makes you want to cry. Oh, absolutely. Come Along With Me, beautiful song. Absolutely beautiful song. But okay, we're now in the second half of the album, although technically not halfway through because all these tracks are long as fuck. We've got Idling Somewhere. Of course, heard this track for Status Sunday Music. I like it a lot, and in this context, it does fit a lot more, which I appreciate. But we will of course re-listen to this. Obviously, I didn't know this actually. Kamo has some production credits on here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's see what we got. The Ethelfin in the room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, again, I mean, lyrically similar. I didn't want to point out, but yeah, I feel like we're almost intensifying the lyrics maybe a bit. Like, it feels like it's getting this dynamic, this relationship is getting more and more dangerous, honestly. Jeremy River was a guest performer on one of Charlie's pop-up shows this year, actually. I did see that. This song is on my playlist, too. Okay, this, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to, like, because this is gonna be, I'll be real. When I listened to this song for the Status of My Music sample breakdown, I was mainly listening to it for, like, looking for samples, right? So I didn't really process it like I do. So this is kind of like a second first listen to me. But, yeah, like, on the floor, claw marks in the back of my dress. He tucks his hand underneath. He makes a fist. He moves it around. I don't like that visual. But, I mean, this line especially really, made me very sad. But half a mind, half a brain, but just enough so it's hard. I don't know. It gets into maybe like some like depression ideas, I guess. I wish we had some more annotations. Please carry me, genius annotations. It passed his knuckles, and I asked to turn the pain up a notch. I hid my covet in the dirt. I deserve it after all. Like, whew. Sad stuff, man. Bit disappointed in the story. I was expecting more things to be happening than Toxic Love. Yeah, I mean, I'll say I definitely, like, not as narratively driven as I expected. And I also feel like we're not really getting the idea of, like, this, like, synopsis that we've, like a near-death experience on a road trip. Although, I could, if I had to predict, maybe that, like, some of these future songs are going to be, like, the actual... I mean, I think they're definitely on the road, right? Backseat Girl obviously makes me think that we're on the road here. And these next few tracks is where like the real like switch is gonna happen, the life and death like experience is gonna happen. Most likely, I think the partner is going to actually threaten Jane's life, and then that's gonna be the thing that breaks everything. And then hopefully these last two songs maybe are like a happier kind of vibe. But yeah, I could see your point, definitely. Like maybe expecting a little bit more, but I don't know. I am pretty satisfied with the lyrics so far. Although maybe I think you could maybe argue that here it's getting a little bit samey, but I mean, granted, we're only a minute 43 in, right? So there's a lot definitely that could be done with specific stuff. And again, a lot of these tracks deal with similar lyrical themes, but I feel like they're all approaching them in different enough ways, right? Which I appreciate a lot. Also, she said "Eat Myself Alive," which, I mean, little early to be doing the full cannibalism here. I mean, we got 4 tracks left here, right? Surely it's not going to be like Jane Remover dies on track 6, and like then the rest of the album is like a eulogy, essentially. I can't think of any other albums that would do that. That would never happen. A lot of eating motifs, yeah.
dance, let's dance, let's dance on the floor, close.
Another like instance of this little section.
He tucks his hands underneath. He makes a fist. He moves it around and he walks. A rainbow water puts some but don't get too close. I crash the car, saw an angel and you watch me burn.
Maybe that's it there. I crashed the car, saw an angel, and he watched me burn. Could that be the potential near-death experience here? Like, feels like it can't get more clear-cut than that, man, right? I crashed the car, obviously, saw an angel, obviously, and he watched me burn. Maybe a metaphorical thing, but like, yeah, like whoa. I think we might have gotten it here.
Every step I'm trying, I'm trying without the ends. It's not the same place. Are you proud of me, babe? Are you proud of me, boy? Are you proud of me, baby?
God, I keep pausing because all these lines are so sad, man. Like, even the didn't touch the sink in 2 days, just kind of like referencing, like, you know, you're losing of your hygiene, your like physical health because of this person. I mean, kind of goes back to like maybe the teeth stained yellow thing in Lips, but like, man, sad stuff. Sad stuff. A little nothing like super new necessarily, but yeah, I think I want to shout out these lyrics too, because like, I don't know, I feel like definitely we're getting a lot of samey stuff here, especially with this being track 6, but you know, it's still good lyrical content, right? That's the thing. That's why it's hard to kind of like, it's hard to generally, I appreciate it, but I also think it could do for like a little bit of a switch up, you know? I do so think some parts can feel savvy, but I don't if that's to really enforce the point. I think we are getting a perspective shift here, that you mention it, actually. Right, because she said, you play Jane, she stares real hard at the hole in your mouth, she sings along, you don't even know who the song's about. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll let it run, though.
I had a dream I sunk into your bed.
Oh, sorry, that line was coming up later. We're in a different section, sorry.
I'm covered in heaven, I'm scared this is all it'll be. You play Jane, she stares real hard at the hole in your mouth. She sings along, you don't even know who the song's about. Is it true these words go to clubs in Miami? And if you find out, never break your promise to take me there. And I'm crying out, I'm so tired of being alone.
This is a beautiful last section here.
Someone just wanna be the same. And the video of my corpse online, terrible.
Random ask question, would you like Perfume Genius? Do you mean Perfume? Like the what is it, their J-pop group, right? Perfume? Or is Perfume Genius a different act? And it just so happens to combine Perfume and Genius. Oh, no. You're correct, it is Perfume Genius. I don't think I've heard their stuff. Oh, wait, I think I know. Oh, I think I know this person. Okay, sorry. We'll pause here, but sorry. Okay, I know this person. Not listen to their music though. Shout out Perfume Genius though. But okay, this moment here, this last bit, I really like the this last section with the and I cried, God, I'm so tired of being young. I had the time, now I just want to be the same. This also plays in the idea here that the partner of Jane, 21 plus, Jane in this album obviously 19, 20-ish. So yeah, right? Like, and again, tourists go to clubs in Miami, can't get into clubs. Very simple, but I feel like just this moment is very like it's different, and it's also just like such a like it's such a small like desire almost in the grand scheme of things. And so it's extra sad to me. I feel like just being like, oh man, I'm so tired of being young. I'm gonna be older. It's like it is like a very almost childish like desire, right? Because, obviously being older, there's a lot of negative aspects that come with it. But it's just like, man, I like this youth is kind of leading to like making worse decisions kind of thing, I guess, is what I'm getting out of it. I'm not joking, but a lot of Billy Woods Genius annotations are straight BS. Oh yeah, I mean, God forbid we ever do a Billy Woods or Arm& Hammer album react on the stream. I'm gonna be so fucking lost. I won't even front. But all right, let's finish this out. Also, video of my corpse online tampered. Sad, very sad again. Earl sweatshirt as well, yeah. Okay, I don't know why Microsoft PowerPoint is currently starting on my computer, but we're gonna shut that off. Shout out Earl. Earl is the GOAT. I do think this is kind of going to be crazy to say, but I do think within the context of this album, besides the last section, and I mean, this song is really long is the thing too, but that might be my least favorite so far, potentially. I don't know, because the last section I really like. It's such a strong closer, but it's only like a minute of that, right? And the beginning I feel like is the most derivative of previous tracks here, right? So I think, I don't know, it's tough for me, but that definitely a very interesting track. A lot of good lyrical moments. I think it ironically kind of works better just on its own, because having 5 tracks before it dealing with similar themes feels a little tired, right? Damn, you listening to Jane's best album? I don't know. I think so far I would put Revenge Seekers over this. Status of the Music. I mean, Status of the Music, I'm biased given the video I'm making on it, so I won't say that, but I think I would definitely cleanly put Revenge Seekers above this so far, because Revenge Seekers are so fucking explosive and energetic and crazy. And obviously this is going for a different thing, but I feel like Jane especially excels with crazy hyperpop, Daria core, plunderphonics, all that EDM, hardstyle stuff, right? That is just, and I don't want to be like, oh, you should only make EDM, right? Because I always appreciate when artists experiment like this. But I just think that going a more simplistic production route kind of limits one of Jane's strongest aspects as a musician, I guess is what I'm saying. Really like the instrumental, with the lyrics kind of went off on me. Are you going to cover other Peggy albums like All My Heroes Are Chrome Walls? Well, I mean, okay, the thing is I already listened to like other Peggy albums. So the only like JPEG Mafia stuff we could do is probably like Devon Hendrix, right? I've listened to every single JPEG Mafia album already, so none of it would be like new reactions. However, I do, like I said, in the future, I'm planning on doing more stream stuff that isn't just live reactions, specifically more sample-related content, so JPEG Mafia will definitely be making some reappearances in that aspect, I guess. Okay, though, let's get to track 7 now. A little shorter, not that much shorter, though, 6.5 minutes. Always Have, Always Will. Oh yeah, we'll do Veteran versus All My Heroes Are Cornwalls will be a sample versus that we'll probably do. Not for a while though, I'll be real, because Stats on the Music samples are happening, but that'll happen. Give Perfume Genius a spin. Okay. I'll add this. I like the cover art a lot, so I'll add some of them. Even just this I like a little bit as a better start. Just this like ongoing vocal from Jane. Very, very pretty sounding.
Don't try to feel sorry, it's not what you wanted. I forced myself to fit in your pocket. Said I left a hole in the palm of your hand.
Another like body horror reference here, although that could actually reference stigmata, right? Like Jesus kind of like with the nails in the hand. We're ambienting now. Yeah. I mean, obviously ambient I think is a pretty big aspect of this album or like genre. Not necessarily, or like it's hard because there's like a lot of instrumental breaks, but I don't know if I necessarily call it ambient. But like this is definitely the most ambient like so far, which is literally what you're saying. So good point.
Said that you liked it, if you like it so bad. You shouldn't, you're dead, and you do it again, then do it again, then do it again.
This song, oh my god. Yeah, this one is very a very strong start. Revenge is more playable, but since it's one of the most devastating albums I've ever experienced. If I could recommend, if you've not, Mario Cristiano CU4 3030, give Preacher's Daughter or Willoughby Tucker I'll Always Love You by Ethel Caning a listen, because yeah, those are equally, if not more devastating albums, with pretty similar sounds, all things considered. This line is really fucking sad, though. Very simple, but well done. I envy how big your feelings are, how much you hate your life. I think what it's getting at, I like this annotation a lot, saying, like, from the perspective of someone who's genuinely depressed, it's not necessarily that they envy the happiness other people feel. They just envy the feeling of anything at a certain point, because I've never experienced, like, chronic depression or anything, but, like, from what I understand, it often results in just a numbness, like a lack of feeling more than anything. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm sad all the time, I'm crying and that, although there's moments of that, right? It's more just I feel nothing, which is arguably, I mean, I wouldn't even say arguably, I would say like objectively even more terrifying, right? So even something as simple as like, I wish I hated my life as much as you did because then I would feel more, is so devastating. And then we've got some lines coming up that are really especially also very sad.
With her legs cut off, a leg like mine's not on the line. How filthy can I get before you rip me from your chest? You take the color from my face, and I feel your breath with
Ew. Could be, is that like potentially like, wait a minute. All right, ready? This is gonna be the connection of the fucking century. Y'all are not even ready for this. Fill your bed with vomit. Jane Remover. Jane. You guys know any other Janes that vomited in a bed? In any shows potentially? Breaking Bad reference? Something there? ODing? You know, I watched Jane die. Could have something there. Am I cooking? I could be cooking. I think I'm cooking here. Right. I feel like I cooked here. Have you seen the lyrics to Ethel Cain hated my Instagram post? No, I've not seen that. What song is that on? Yeah, I got diagnosed with depression 3 years ago, and really does feel like just nothing matters, but you want to feel like something matters, but you can't. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, boss, man. Um, but I mean, here's hoping that the stream at least you can have take some enjoyment out of it. And yeah, you know, I always find like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I have diagnosed depression or like chronic depression or anything like that, but you know, I've definitely had periods where I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm definitely like feeling very depressed right now. Like I feel like nothing. Feel like, you know, like periods that last like, you know, weeks to even potentially months in like really bad cases, but like, you know, it's something that like, you know, it's something, I mean, this is very sad, but like I kind of treat it as just something that comes and goes. And you know, what is joy without the feeling? Sorry, I feel like I'm really yapping here, but like genuinely, I think, I don't know, I try to take those moments and kind of recontextualize them into, okay, I kind of need to have these so the happiness means more, you know, because even when happiness is often fleeting, it's the sadness in our lives that make the happiness, like the happy moments, worth it, right? So yeah, generally hope you're doing well, man. Uh, hope everyone in chat that may be struggling with stuff like that is able to get the help that they need, and that they're doing well, you know. That's from an upcoming haunted. Oh yes, okay. Sorry, hard pivot, but yes, you're right. I remember this. This is the Lana Del Rey Ethel Cain beef. Yeah. Because Lana was saying like, oh, Ethel Cain's kind of like stealing my swag, essentially. Yeah. Right. I'm remembering now. Yeah. That is I honestly I could truly care less about, but it's something interesting beef. We'll run it back. All right, well that's quite a bit of a switch up here. I don't know if am I misreading that, but I feel like we don't necessarily need that line there. Hung like a model, or model. I mean, I guess models are conventionally attractive, but I don't know if they're necessarily known for being hung like horses, as they say. But you know, I guess that's something. I'm really getting scared of this, like this these lyrical themes here with with like the child stuff and like the I'm too young. I'm really worried that this guy might be low-key a pedophile. Now I don't want to assume that here, but like I guess not a pedophile, cuz like this, you know, but like I'm worried that there's something a little creepy going on here with like and it's not even a problematic age gap here because we're assuming, well, I guess we don't actually know the age of the other person. Is this like a 27-year-old dude potentially? That could be real. That could be really worrisome if this is the kind of lyrics that we're getting, and it's like a guy that's much older too. Oh man, I mean, she kind of did. There's some Lana influence. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Lana Del Rey is necessarily wrong by saying Ethel Cain is inspired by her. For sure, there's definitely a lot of Lana Del Rey elements. I mean, I ultimately prefer Ethel Cain's music if I'm being real, but I don't know. I feel like Lana Del Rey is like, that approach is a little strange, like, but yeah. Hung like Earl Crewneck 8, yeah, that's hung like mushrooms. That's probably what she's saying for sure. Hung like user R2 VJ3 MC7L. Very stupid line. Very stupid joke, actually. On my end. Wow, that was actually an Einstein reference, apparently. Oh yeah, God does not play dice with the universe, right? Yeah. Wow. Okay. NFR to me is one of the best albums ever made, so I can't agree with you there. No, all right. I'm not gonna say I dislike Lana's stuff. I'm more familiar with Ethel Cain stuff, I'll admit. But I've liked, and I have not given Norman fucking Rockwell a full listen. But the stuff I have heard from Lana Del Rey, a majority of it is like her older stuff. And I also like, I've heard some of tracks off of it, and I think she's good. Don't get me wrong. I think she's a good artist, right? I just think I prefer Ethel Cain's like approach to a similar style a little bit more. Maybe just because, Ethel Cain's a little bit younger too, so lyricism is a little more like Gen Z coded in certain ways. I know that sounds crazy, but like, it is a bit true. This is a really good song, by the way. I don't know if I made that clear, but man, very strong one. I should listen to Ethel's latest album a few times, or maybe I should give it a few more listens. Like, the album didn't really hit me in the feels. That's fair. I feel like, ooh, this is tough, actually. This is a tough debate. For those who have listened to Preacher's Daughter and Willoughby Tucker, which of them is more emotionally devastating? I think I would go Preacher's Daughter, but I think I like Willoughby Tucker as an album more. You are entitled to your opinion, though. Mario Cristiano, CU 4030. All entitled to your opinion, of course. I just find that this is very similar. And, I mean, I can't imagine really loving Census Designated and then really hating Preacher's Daughter or Willoughby Tucker, right? So I guess, if you like one of them, you're most likely going to at least like the other one. Let's finish this goddamn song, though. We're almost at 2 hours of streaming. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I definitely feel like the instrumentation here, while not like as big and explosive in a lot of moments, was very nice and clean and very sad, man. Like, I think the ambient direction it went in was a lot very refreshing. I understand Ethel lyrics can be more straightforward, while Lana's can be long-winded, and her later albums are Sylvia Plath-coded. Yeah, I mean, definitely different stylings and lyricism for sure. And again, though, I'm a prefer like simpler stuff, I think. Okay. Nice one there. Good pick me up after the a little weaker idling somewhere. But yeah, now getting to our last 3 tracks here. Very, very, very impressed with this album. I definitely think there are some undeniable flaws with it that have been made pretty clear with getting this far into the track list, but not to say that this is bad at all. Strong stuff. I mean, we're literally fucking 6 for 7 right now. So, I mean, I can only nitpick so much, right? But yeah, felt like the ambient direction, like I said, went better here with Always Have, Always Will. Lyrically, again, really strong, very sad. Again, I feel like, honestly, potentially my favorite line here with I envy how big your feelings are, how much you hate your life. Just with what it can represent. But yeah, very strong highlight. Very strong highlight. Preacher's Daughter is more emotionally devastating. I really did not care that much for Willoughby. See, I honestly think you're right. Preacher's Daughter. Also, I like how we were like, oh, let's not talk about Ethel Cain. And like, we've been talking about Ethel Cain so long. But no, it's all right. It's all right. I feel like the comparisons are valid. And that is such a good album I could yap about forever, right? But yeah, like, I don't know. I find Preacher's Daughter, I think, lyrically also like way more devastating. Maybe not way more, but more devastating. It helps that my girlfriend, she's a massive Ethel Cain fan. She literally made a a whole like notes app note about like her analyzation of every single song and what it's about. And so I read that while listening to the album, and I was like, damn, that's crazy that she's talking about all this stuff. But Willoughby Tucker though is such a good sounding album. I feel like the sound she's mastered, and I don't know, I feel like stuff like Dust Bowl, Nettles still has really devastating lyrics, and so I feel like it's a great balance there, which is why I think I overall prefer Willoughby. Also, it's funny, Lavender Coochie, that you mentioned that. I kept joking her that like, oh yo, because we actually saw Ethel Cain in New York a few months ago, but we were like, God, all this Willoughby Tucker merch, like I need to put in a casting call, man. I should have put in a casting call. I think I could have played the part. Could have played the part, man. I think that really could have taken off for me. I feel like I could definitely rock the Willoughby Tucker energy here. Maybe need a haircut, but yeah. So funny you mentioned that. Anyways, track number 8 now. Back to Census Designated, please. Please. I'm telling myself that because I keep yapping about Ethel Cain. Back to Census Designated with the title track, track number 8. Census Designated. Let's go. Also the highest rate on the album. Also, Always Have, Always Will was the lowest on the rated on the album, which is kind of crazy.
Stroke my cheek and tell me not yet, like you always have. And all the luck I had never went that far. And I guess if thinking of how much I hate you for making it out, lay down with the cold hand rolling down your back. You always have. You keep your promise to remember without me.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this annotation is pretty interesting here. Granted, unreviewed again, but I didn't catch this in the previous track. So idling somewhere, we have the idea, right? The partner wants to take them to Miami, but you know she's too young. I want to go to this club in Miami, but I can't. I can't get in the club. But then the partner just goes to Miami without Jane, and then in Always Have, Always Will, you wait. It's like you'll wait for me, right? Like promise me you'll come back for me almost. And then here it's keep your promise to remember without me. So I think the partner literally abandoned them in Miami, which that's definitely happened before. Let's just say Miami, your partner goes to Miami, they're probably not coming back. But yeah, I didn't really notice that little connection in this like track three-peat here. So that's cool too. That's cool. I mean, I'm glad that this partner is away from Jane in this album because they seemed pretty toxic, but I have a feeling, unfortunately, Jane is not going to take it this well in the lyrics coming up. So we'll see. Absolutely. Okay, so this, I feel like, I mean, it's the title track. This has to be, it's also the highest rated on the album. This is like the peak of the narrative, I have to guess. That or video, because video is also the longest track. But yeah, Don't Ever Come to NYC, Without Me. So maybe the lover fled to Miami and then NYC or something like that. Also, I mean, like, kind of getting into like themes of like newfound stardom again with like I'm young blood, fresh meat, and I like that, like new to the industry, the very exploitative industry that is, right? And then I wonder, is I Bet She's So Lucky You Have a Voice Like That, is that maybe referencing a... Oh, no, I think I get it more. Because I thought at first it's like, oh, I'm this lover's new partner. Because it's, I bet she's lucky to have all that, little old me. But I think it's more other people are saying this about Jane. I bet she's so lucky to have a voice like that, saying like, oh, you're so lucky to be able to sing, to be able to make music, to be famous like that. But it's actually not all it seems. That was such a strange unpause. Sorry for pausing it so fast, but that was very weird. Well, okay, we'll run it back though.
I was at the Marriott. You asked your buddy's house and you can find me back at the past. They know you talk out of you older than a week by now.
Okay, so this guy does not know how to dress, does not know how to clean himself.
Paying extra for a carry-on. You tried to buy me out, you told me this was all that I had. High in the lobby looking crazy, just wanna get.
Dude, what is with all the people with fucking like shit on their robes here? Like, we've got a guy with a stain on his beater or some shit like that, like on his tank top, and then juice on her gown. Clean your fucking clothes, y'all. I'm joking, but like I don't really get what the narrative like emphasis on that is, but there's something there, I'm guessing. Laundry would be annoying. That's fair. I gotta do my laundry today, actually. That's gonna be fun.
Earning money like a man, hands in my bag, remind me where I am. I'm in your phone.
That's a funny line, too, that I spoiled myself on a little bit, but earning money like a man. You know, flipping the general idea of like, oh yeah, the guy that has to be the provider that makes all the money, but obviously Jane, being a famous musician, is most likely making the money in the relationship. Funny little flip there. Also, it kind of connects again to like the idea of you being a famous musician, like record labels and stuff. Like, also these next few lines are a little confusing to me. Nails in my back remind me where I'm in. I'm in your phone moaning like a cat. You're interesting.
Like a cat. Your mother turns her back on me 'cause that's just who I am. You fuck me over, sweet honey from the stand, looking down from the mezzanine. He takes me when he can, and I like that. Earning money like a man, I'm barely legal. Told him as I spit on my advance. You fuck me and I bet you're so lucky to have a voice like that.
This song too, I feel like is by far the most like confidence and maybe personality that we've gotten from Jane in this album, because I feel like a lot of it has focused on a lot of negative emotions, and that kind of inherently, when you focus on stuff like that in an album, it makes you seem like almost, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like if you're an artist that only solely focuses on devastation and sad stuff, it can almost make you feel kind of like a husk more than anything, like a ghost. Maybe not a person with their own. Like, I think it's important to balance having your own personality in there, right? And I think this is doing a good job of that, right? Interesting, though, where, like, this surely cannot be the... I don't know, though, because, like, it also has the idea of, like, oh, this partner's left them. But it also feels like this is a very different switch in energy in the album, like, narratively speaking. So I don't know if it's, like, a full narrative, like, chronologically, or if it's, like, told out of order. Shout out Christopher Nolan for doing that. But, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. This one's a little eluding me a little bit, but I like where it's going, somewhat. I'm barely legal, told him as I spent all my advances. Pretty funny, too.
I'm young, blood, fresh meat, and I like that. Can't help but think the middle of the month is lying to me. He's calling crazy, said I'll never come back in this. She's so lucky to have a voice like that. I'm on my shoulders, everyday nonsense. Can't help but think the middle of the month is lying to me. He's calling crazy, I can never hold your friends.
Yeah, just the artist struggle of, do I need to suffer to make great art? Yeah. Tortured artist trope, of course, a classic. I think I mean more, though, like, not that you need to suffer to make good art. It's more that, like, artists that do write specifically about just their suffering often have pitfalls, especially less talented lyricists fall into, like, the common trap of, like, oh, just because my song is about deep, important stuff is gonna inherently make it, like, good. It's like that tweet. I'm forgetting who tweeted it. St. Vincent. Just because your art is about important things doesn't make it important art. Beautiful quote there. Saint the Goat. Shout out. Oh, also, I want to pause here. Shout out, like I'm the Princess of Ocean shit. What the fuck just happened there? Like I'm the Princess of Ocean City. Shout out Ocean City, New Jersey, baby. And Jay, represent. You know, I think also here, and shout out the annotations for making this connection here. The poison in my mouth wants you in me. Once you're in me, 50,000 bills in your hand. So poison could also be alcohol, right? Alcohol reference like in Cage Girl / K-Girl. So the idea is like, oh, when I'm drunk, I want to sleep with you, right? A classic like trope, like, you know, the alcohol gives me the courage to like make the move, right? But it's also kind of a double entendre for the music industry. Again, like once the poison in my mouth, the money is there. Once the money's there for me, I can get exploited by like these record labels because they're giving me the big bucks and they're trying to make me succeed. I'm curious, did Jane sign? I'm actually not sure if anyone knows this, but did Jane sign to a record label before this album? Because I could definitely see that being the case, and then this song kind of not necessarily say their label is fucking them over, right? But that's a common thing with like, you know, artists, right? Labels are the devil, as they say. I don't know what the fuck is in Ocean City. Not much, honestly, but it's a city. It's near the ocean, and it's in New Jersey. Shout out Atlantic City though, the real crown jewel of NJ, baby. Very scary outro here again. Like distorted, all that crazy good stuff. Shout out to the Housewives of Atlantic City. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that outro a little bit, and then we'll talk about that full song, but outro really ties things together, it seems. First of all, blimp soaring across the United States. She says it's pretty hard to tell with the distortion. Shout out the not shout out, but reference the Hindenburg disaster, which the blimp blew up over Lakehurst in New Jersey. Shout out New Jersey. Rotting in the middle of Oregon. The cover was shot in Oregon. Also, this connects everything to me. I made a mistake with the synopsis. Jane is stating in interviews that the vision of the album came from a near-death experience that occurred in Oregon due to a blizzard. So the album is not about that. That's the real-life experience that inspired the album. So made a little mistake thinking that was going to be kind of the narrative idea here in moments. Although there are some lyrics that kind of play into that idea, which I think is cool. But yeah, so it did misrepresent that a little bit. My apologies. But yeah, and then also a decomposing dream that ties into the title of the album and, you know, the track Census Designated. For those who don't know, a census designated like place or like county, an unincorporated county. Basically, it's like the spot, like a thing smaller than a town or city. It's like, it goes like city, town, census designated place. It's basically just like an area of people where people live that's not big enough that's formally incorporated as a town or into a town. So, and usually that's due to like, obviously like environmental conditions, economic conditions. So the idea is they're like, a decomposing dream being like this old census designated place that used to be, you know, lively, but as it got kind of abandoned, right? Like Jane did in this song by the partner and in Always Have Always Will, and like how it is in with musicians where it's like, oh, you leave, like musicians often get abandoned after they sign the record deal, after they fall off. So like little triple like theme kind of entendre there. Very cool. Very simple. I wish we could like hear that line a little bit better, because this line, like a decomposing dream, feels like it ties everything together despite it being so short and so simple. So yeah, I wish we could hear it a little bit better over the distortion. But as for the song itself, strongest lyrically, I think this had the most layers for sure, and definitely played with a lot of like similar themes, but like kind of merged them together in very cool new ways. Sound wise though, just very samey to the previous stuff. I feel like I am a little bit tired of the shoegaze kind of stuff. Feels very samey across a lot of these tracks. And again, not to say it was bad, it had a good progression, but like, yeah, like, I don't know. These songs, they're pretty long. It feels like very, I don't know, I don't want to say derivative, but like, it's nothing super out of this world when it comes to production. And I feel like that is so far the biggest weakness of this album, I think. However, still, a lot of stuff to love here still. I mean, I like that song a lot. We're 7 for 8. I can only, you know, dislike so much, right? We'll get to track 9, though. Longest on the album. I'm wondering maybe this is also like a kind of peak lyrically here. Video. I'll try not to pause too much, too, because this one, okay. Probably the scariest moment of this album so far. That sounds like a fucking chainsaw, man. Videos indeed peak. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, chat. Before we start, I do see there's a little quote from Jane about the song. Should we read the quote first, or should I just go in blind, try to get the lyrics down? What do y'all think? Let's, should I do a poll? We'll do a little poll. Read quote or just go in blind? I love how I said, oh, let's get through this quick, and now I'm doing a fucking poll. Let's see. When the David Lynch is going on. There we go. Little poll. Vote quick, everyone, so we can get running. But I'll read it if you guys want me to. Or if you'd rather me be surprised, because I have a feeling it's a long song. It's going to have a narrative. It's going to go crazy. Okay, reads at 100%. What we do only have one vote in. Okay. Gonna give it about 15 more seconds. 2 votes, 100%. About 10 more seconds. Any last case voters want to change? Read, vote, or go blind. 5 more seconds. Bada bing. Anything? Nope. Okay. Okay. We'll read it. We'll end the poll. We'll read it. Okay. Quote. Oh, someone voted blind last second, but it's okay. Reed still won 67%. 67. Best on the album. Her vocals at the end of the 5th verse. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's read it. Holy shit. Where did it go? In an interview with Stereo Gum, Jane Remover would envision the story written within this song. Quote, video is about striving and running towards the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's told through the story of a guy and a girl. The girl's watching the guy play with himself on... Okay. Play with himself online, and she tries to track him down and look for this guy in real life, but when they meet, he ends up taking advantage of her. Okay. Interesting narrative here. Let's see how that is tackled, lyrically speaking. The Waco, Texas for this album? Yeah, but Waco's like 15 fucking minutes. That song's crazy. Like, Waco, Texas is double the length of this song. Damn near. Feels a little brighter and happier than we've gotten the rest of this album. Interested to see what we're in for here. You'll love that song, but I cannot with that light. Yeah, it is very long, but I think it's a good song. So this is, yeah, we already got it here. I almost forgot what you looked like till I saw you playing with yourself online, and in your hand, I know you're dying to see me again. Do you see me in the video? Oh, okay, so this makes more sense. Maybe this is a person that Jane's already, like, familiar with, because I'm thinking this is, like, a stranger that, like, she stumbled upon. And, like, it's like like on Omegle or some shit, and it's like a dude with his cock out, and I'm like, oh, why would you go see that person? This is probably a person that they're, you know, more innately familiar with. This could even be, like, a little bit of a sexting, or, like, you know, kind of hot, sexy time scenario here. So, yeah, I mean, like, I think that makes a lot more sense narratively, that Jaden sees this person playing with themselves online. I know you're dying to see me again, right? Do you see me in the video? So it's maybe, like, you know, pretty standard, like, sexting, I would say, right? Or not standard, but, like, this is, like, definition of sexting here, right? Pretty, I guess standard is the right word. I feel like standard implies that I've done that, but I've not done that. But, like, when you think of sexting, you think of, like, a scenario like this, is what I mean. I've never done that. Now that sounded like, God, I'm rage baiting myself, because that sounded fake. I've not done that. I've not played with myself on a video call, on a monitor. I've never done that. I've never done that. You will never see me. You will never see that. You will never see me do that. They will never answer that. I need to shut. All right, back with the song. Let me shut the fuck up. Mushrooms confirmed freak. Yeah. I guess so. I've already incriminated myself. It's too late. Might as well lean into it. I must say, too, vocals here are very strong. I really like Jane's higher pitched, like, falsetto stuff. Very nice here. Despite the lyrical content being a little gross. That's a $30 Patreon tier. Yeah. Coming soon. Guys, shut up, guys. What have I done? Interesting line there. I almost forgot what I looked like till that girl in the porno felt familiar. Interesting. So, I mean, Annotation's saying it's talking about, like, objectification and the power imbalance, like, and then, like, so being, like, exploited, I guess, maybe, like, you know, you see in the porn industry. I mean, not to say that, like, I don't know. We'll ignore that one for now. I feel like there's something there that I'm not really catching, but yeah. Like I said, there's something there. If anyone could maybe ask their own interpretation of that line, it feels like something that could definitely have, like, meaning that I'm not necessarily catching right now, is the thing. Maybe not, though. I like that vocal effect a lot, too. I wonder if the video is not only like the video chat that they're on, right, in this, you know, scenario, but the video could also be maybe like an actual video of them. But then again, they haven't been together. So no, it probably is like just I saw us in the video as in like I saw us in the video call together maybe.
These days I'll always lie to you. When you watch me dance, it's but I'm so tired of trying to make you change your mind. All I want you to do is chase me.
Think the video was a girl that looked like Jane, maybe? Oh, I could see that, yeah. Maybe more just on the nose, like that. This moment here, sorry to pause again, but, like, I know we're really getting in the vibe of this one, but, like, man, so sad. Again, all I want you to do is chase me, and then a refrain of the "It's so ugly when I cry." And it's sad, especially, I am kind of glad now knowing what the song's about, because I feel like this is recontextualized extra sad of Jane begging this person to chase them, only to, like, have them take advantage of her, right? Like, I think she sees herself in the girl from the, from the corner. That seems to be her in position in her relationship, because a lot of the time women are supposed to be, like, submissive. Yeah, I could see, maybe that's, like, the idea, right? Like, in porn famously, you know, women are often more exploited than men, right? Because, you know, a large market is men, right? Obviously getting into that power imbalance. I could totally see that. I think that's, I like both of your guys', both User and you Lavender Kushi. I like both of your guys' interpretations. And the beauty of lyricism is until the artist directly explains it, we don't know. We don't necessarily know what she meant. That way, both interpretations are equally valid, I would say. But yeah, man, all I want you to do is chase me. It's so ugly when I cry. Very sad. Yeah, it's going to be recontextualized pretty soon, I'm guessing. But damn.
All I want you to do is chase me. All I want you to do is chase me. In the video, we're for all of it. Oh, so tired of pretending I don't know a single thing about you. And I'm not gonna act like I wanna hide when I come down. Do you want me to be a victim? 'Cause
You know, they explain I don't care, am I over that highway? This upcoming bridge, y'all, you're not ready for this. I just read the lyrics. Holy fuck. Honestly, I mean, I get why we need it, but a little disappointed that we got this, like, big, like, kind of drop again. The build-up works for it, but it just feels like this has been, like, the same, like, distorted, shoegazy, like, I know I keep saying shoegazy, but, like, it feels like the same drop in every single song, damn near, production-wise. Like, not a lot, like, makes them stand out to me, I feel like. And it feels almost, like, a little generic. I feel like the vibe that we were getting, I guess, in the beginning with, like, the... Granted, that wasn't the most unique sounding thing either, but, like, you know, I felt like we were really catching a vibe here. But it does sound good, so, you know, I can't complain, I guess. We are not extending the power with this. Very, very good line here, though. I don't know if y'all caught it, but maybe for a change, somebody else could make me feel like I'm nothing. So, like, you know, I'm making myself feel like I'm nothing, again, with the depression, like, aspect, but maybe for a change, somebody else could. Like, the desperation you have to be at for that, like, level, I feel like, is wow. Again, no better word to say it. Sad. Sad as hell, man. Sad as hell. Okay, I don't want to. This is like, it's just because we've kind of like dealt with similar themes here, but this I feel like you told me in your sleep, you lied to me. I'm not getting any prettier. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but this line strikes me as extra insidious coming from this guy being. I mean, I don't know if it's the same guy, but like, I'm not getting any prettier. Not I am pretty, right? Getting any prettier implies that he said something like, "Oh, you're getting prettier." Which gives me like the weird like vibe of like you know, when like old ass dudes are talking to like young women and like girls and talking about like how much they've grown. Disgusting stuff. Very fucking disgusting. But I mean, seems like a pretty disgusting freak of a man. So, you know, it fits, I guess. Also, yeah, goddamn this outro, man. Fuck me, bro. I wonder where that arm went. See, and even that line, obviously there's the sexual connotation, right? Like, it could be taken literally, but, like, the specific phrase of moving around inside of me, it very much feels like, I mean, it plays into that similar way that the lyrics about, like, like, the body horror stuff, like, the visceral, like, squeamish nature of that. Like, I feel like it plays in that, and it makes it feel even creepier, which, you know, intentionally so. Very well done, right? Like, goddamn. That's really all I gotta say. Like, really, goddamn. Very creepy, man. But, you know, intentionally done. Very uncomfortable lyricism, excuse me. Yeah, and then cleaning it out with that final last line. Am I making you feel sick? No, not you specifically. Lavender Coochie 123. Although your name, I'm not gonna lie, it does make me squeam a little bit every time I say it out loud. But this song makes me sick in a very well done way. Honestly, carried its length pretty damn well too. But, okay. That was our second to last song video. Longest on the album, like I said, made me want to vomit with the lyrics, but intentionally so. Like I said, well done. Very well done. Arguably up there with Census designated with strongest moment lyrically, and honestly, sound-wise was really strong too. Like, it felt like the beginning, first like 5.5 minutes were really nice. Little, you know, breakdown and like explosion in there, not necessarily needed for me, but it felt like, you know, it calmed down after we got to the outro. Yeah, really strong one of the best on the album, I think. And I mean, for all like the complaints I have and like some of the flaws I think do stick out, we're 8 for 9 right now. 8 out of 9 of these songs I have saved, you know. The lyrics are from PD reference. Also, you can just call me Augustine if you don't want to say my account name. Sure. Okay, Augustine. It's a little more, a little easier. If I apologize if I don't remember next stream, but sure. Not a big deal. I just think the name is pretty funny. Okay, but anyways, let's get to our final track here, man. Contingency song. Also, I believe this is captioned with album version as well. It says just contingency song now, but I believe there was a single version of this maybe, or like, I mean, I'm sure it says on the annotation here, a new version of contingency song. So I'm guessing, prior version of this track was released on November 16th, 2022. This adds more re-recorded vocals, production differences. Got you. So already existing song coming out now as the outro of this album. Let's see what we're in for. Also least streamed on the album. Ooh.
With the rotten taste. She lied when I said I was
Oh god, it's 2 girls, 1 cup? Oh, that is so much worse. That is so much worse. I did not know that. Curious choice, I must say. Maybe weird to say, but it feels like, yeah, this track feels older than the previous, a lot of the previous. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like an older Jane Remover song. We'll see, like, I wonder if it'll be a little more apparent in future parts here, but like, does that make sense? I don't know. Yeah, very Ethel Cain for sure. It's building to a good spot here. Also, very cool little moment. I saw this in the description here that was added, but the lines are being like, there's like a very faint version of the lines being doubled, but it's like screamed, which is very, I feel like fits very much too with especially this little part. Do you feel young again when you're on top of me? I can't be taken if I give it away. There, and again, horrifically sad, as this annotation says. Giving in and like kind of telling yourself that it is your choice because you know deep down that it's not your choice. Like, Jesus, man. Fucking really dark stuff. But yeah, and like Ethel Cain influence, I think you're right here with, it's a little too strong, I think, for me so far. Very long fade out here, huh? Let's see what we're building up to, though. Scary, man. Scary. Okay, so I mean, despite this probably being my least favorite song, excuse me, devastating as an outro, I must say. Like that scream after what we got last song is so fucking depressing. Holy, and again, yes, Ethel Cain, obviously the elephant in the room, right? But like in the context of this album, with this lyrics, with this lyricism, still masterful, I think, little bit of masterful closer. I'm literally shaking right now and I can't get my words out. But yeah, like just the way of connecting like the lyrics of this previous track to this devastating, scary sound of this one. Well done, man. Well done stuff. Very well done. I don't even know where we're at in the lyrics right now. Hold up. Oh, there we go. Jeez. All right, we'll let this outro run, and then that'll conclude this album. And man, do I have some thoughts. Man, oh man, do I have some thoughts. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. Can you feel your thoughts? Yeah, and then this, like, static is a nice touch. Nice touch. Check the album of the year reviews. Nobody seems to be bringing up Ethel Cain. Also, Fantano gave it a 6. I know he gave it a 6. Yeah, I did see that. But, you know, again, Fantano, he's very off the mark, in my opinion, with a lot of reviews, so I try not to let his score impact my enjoyment of it, right? Or anyone else's score, for that matter. But okay. Yeah, Contingent Song. Yeah, probably my least favorite on the album. Functions a lot better as an outro than an actual song. But man, oh man, was that moment in with the scream after everything? Oh man, that fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be thinking about that for the rest of the day, I think, and getting sad. But as an album, Census Designated, I am so intrigued with how this album is gonna sit in Jane's discography. Like, I mean, already now it sits in a very strange place, but like 5 years down the line, Oh, we're back. We're back. Okay, sorry, my internet just crashed. Are we back? We back. I hope it didn't reset. Oh, and right then, my computer. Holy shit! I just spit on my computer too. My headphones said low battery, but we're okay. We're back. We're back. We're back. Sorry, stream crashed a second. But okay, a little bit overcooked, I would say. This is a very, very bold, grand, intense, like very, I mean, experimental in moments, but like just a huge vision for a second album, which I respect the hell out of. Like, you did not need to do this much, right? With all the visuals, the lyrical themes, the narrative here that, or the inspiration behind it at least, and you know, this sound, like such a drastic switch 'em in sound, right? two mostly successful results, I would say. Ethel Cain influence is obviously the biggest factor for me. I would say, like, obviously, it's an aspect of the song or of this album that is worth critiquing because I think it gets definitely two moments where the influence is a little bit too much, where I think it would have benefited from a little more of Jane's unique ear for production. Maybe, hell, who knows? Maybe even throw in some weird, like some vocal samples and get more weird with it, right? However, lyrically, like barring if Ethel Cain did not exist, right? Barring this as its own work, lyrically very strong, stronger than a lot of other Jane stuff, I would say absolutely, especially in the second half of the album. Sound wise, felt like we were a little bit in this kind of limbo of like these very, I mean, production wise, it was all very clean and polished and super nice. A lot of the progressions were really good and beautiful. It just felt like a lot of the tracks felt very similar, right? Which kind of muddies it all together. On the other hand, though, that does kind of create a more cohesive album experience, right? So, this one I think might be the first project I genuinely can't rate off rip because I think it's going to depend on how these songs age or like and feel individually with me. Will say though, absolutely what I do get out of this album the most is Jane is a great singer, very strong vocalist, and is creative enough and talented enough to really seemingly do any genre they want to, which is, you can't say that about every artist, man. Especially for someone who was like 19, 20 going into this album. Like, unbelievably talented. Unbelievably talented is really what I'll say. And I think, honestly, this album maybe a hot take, but I think if this came out a little bit later in her discography, maybe like 24, 25-ish, like, I mean, as in like 2027, 2028, when like Jane is like a little bit older and has maybe honed her craft even more and really found a distinct style. I mean, not to say that Jane doesn't have that, right? But in this sort of sound, a more distinct style, like I think she is doing with venturing stuff, right? I feel like the venturing stuff plays with some shoegazy, like indie rock elements and like alternative rock stuff like this, but done to a higher quality degree, honestly, right? So yeah, this one's gonna depend on how it ages for me, but a lot of great stuff in here. Definitely some flaws. Probably I'd have to go back and listen to Frailty again to see, because Frailty I think has its own faults as well, but probably my least favorite Jane Remover album that I have heard of the three. But still very happy with this experience. Nowhere near a bad album. Very good album, I would say. Very strong, even with some undeniable things that I think could have been done a little bit better. But yeah, pretty happy with this experience. This was a fun one. Shout out to everyone in chat that was along with me. I do, unfortunately, I know I wanted to do the little switch up into. No, actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just play like a minute of it. I do gotta go soon, but we're just gonna. God, what? It's so funny, bro. Like, what a switch up. How did we go from this to Revenge Seekers, man? Crazy, man. All right. Thank you guys for joining the stream. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your rest of your day. I gotta do my laundry now. Bye bye. And I'll do whatever the fuck, cause I've been whatever the fuck. I might ball out on new face, change my name, now my city. Hello? We gonna. Hello, I'm pressing the stop streaming button. Why are we still live, gang? Oh god, I'm gonna be live forever. Here, does that work? There we go.